Good morning and welcome once again to Ed's Orchids. Now today we'll just have a look at a few Cattleyas and we'll see how they're going on. This one needs repotting. It's got to a stage now where it's putting up some good growth and just starting off with some new roots, and all the old roots are dying off because you know on Cattleyas the roots will grow very well and then they'll die off and then they'll pull out a new lot of root growth, and this happens every year with them. So we'll just take this one out of its pot and have a look at it. And this one is a RLC, Repotting Cattleya, golf green hairy pig, and it's, well, we'll take it out of its pot first and then we'll have a look at it. We'll put the label over there, then we'll not lose it, and take the sticks out and see if we can remove it from its pot. This is in coconut husk, and I'm looking down there and the roots don't look very good. Mind you, those are the old ones that are dying off. It should shortly start putting up some new growth of roots. So we'll just take this out of its pot if possible. I can see there's roots all around inside, and we'll have to chop these off, I think, and get it going again, because there's a lot of old roots in here. This has been in here now about, probably 2-3 years. It's going to take some moving out of the pot, I think, is this. But luckily the rhizome's very strong. Ooh. It's a struggle. Might have to cut it out. Cut the pot up again. Yeah, it's just the ones at the bottom that are sticking. Looks like we've got a bit of scale on it as well at the bottom of the roots, so it's a good job I'm repotting it. If I can repot it. It's really stuck, this one. You'll have to bear with me a bit while I get this one out of the pot. I'll have to root down and take them out almost one by one. Fortunately, it's quite large coconut husk I've got it in, so that might improve things. I'll have to be a bit rough with it, I think. Here it comes. There we are. Just 1 or 2 roots broken off, but that's nothing. So we've just got to get rid of all this coconut husk and got rid of all the dead roots. So I'll just do this. I'll not keep the video running while I'm doing this. As you can see, it's going to take me quite some time. So I'll switch off and come back to it when I've removed everything. I've taken most of the bark off now, so the roots are there. There's some live ones, some dead ones. So we'll have to sort that out, but we'll start off by what you should always do with Cattleyas is trim the roots when you repot. So we'll cut them straight across. There we are. That gets rid of a load of rubbish to start with, and then I'll just go through these and separate the good from the bad. And once again, we'll come back to you when that's been done. Well, I've cleaned it up best I can now. You can see where I've taken all the bad roots off, and there's some good roots there. This is some of the roots I've taken off, and there's the coconuts that it came out of. Now this is growing well, and this repot will do it really good. I mean, this is the new growth here. And it's the biggest growth of the lot. Comes right up here. There's the plant, you may be able to see it better there, that's the new growth. And if you look down in there, there's a little bit of mealybug. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spray the plant, and then I'm going to rub it all over with a soft toothbrush, just to make sure I get into every little bit of it. So we'll give it a good spray with the bug spray all over. And then we'll rub it with the toothbrush, just to make sure we get all over the place. In between at the bottom of the pseudobugs where the mealybugs tend to collect and scale, all sorts of horrible things like that. But we'll brush every single one, and not forgetting into the leaf accesses here, because that's where the mealybugs get as well, down there. Just brush all the leaf, because if there's anything on, this will get rid of it. Alright, you get the idea what I'm doing now, so I'll switch off and come back when I've finished it. Well, I'm using the same spot. I've moved all the dead roots off it, and I've given this a spray with bug spray as well, just in case. Well, we've got some new bark here, so we'll just pop the plant up. I'm using nothing but bark, so that should be fine. Plant it, always make sure the rhizome, you know, the hard bits, are sitting just above the compost. With cutting all the roots off this, I'll have to stake it. I stake all the new roots as well, as you know. I'll stake it or wire it. We'll keep the rhizomes above, just above, so we can see them. Make sure the new roots have something to anchor to when they come in. As you can see, this is the new growth, this big one here, and this will need staking up like that, and I think I'll wire it and then fasten it to the sides like I've done. Then it'll all grow straight up without twisting all over the place. So that's all I'm doing for that one, and that's the wrinkle Cattleya, Cattleya, what is it? I've forgotten. It's a golf green. Of course it's a golf green hairy pig. So I'll just stake that one up, and we'll have a look at another one. Well, I've finished with that now. The wiring looks a bit messy, but Give it a couple of months and you can cut all those wires off and everything will be standing straight up. So that's the golf green. Here's another RLC that needs repotting and give them the bug spray again. And this is RLC Elegant Dancer. Absolutely lovely plant this when it blooms. It's got one new growth, as you can see, coming up here. This one here. It's not big enough to move yet, so when it gets a little bit bigger we'll just bend that over so it's standing up straight. Looks like there's a little bit of mealybug there again. So we'll just take it out of its pot and give it the same treatment as the other one. Don't forget the label. This is going to be difficult to get out of its pot again because all these are growing around here. But it needs doing. I'll lose a few roots, but as I said before, me and Cattleyas will still grow some new ones. Give it rough, turn it upside down. And as you can tell, I'm not one of these that wears gloves. I think it's getting a little bit over the top when you get like that. I can see one or two new growths in the middle, but I can see quite a lot of dead roots. So we'll trim that up. We'll force this one out of here somehow. I don't know how, but we will do. Bit of root strength, bit of twisting and turning. Bit of twisting and turning, bit of snapping off the roots. Ah, dear. Here we go. Come on. No. Stick in here. There's plenty of spaces for the... Oh dear. I'll have to just nip it there, I think. If I can find the scissors. I've just had them. What have I done with them? Oh, they're here. And there again. There we are. Why do the roots grow through the smallest holes and not the big ones? That's a good question for somebody. Now this has got a fantastic root system, look at that. And this one's been in very small bark, but plenty of new growing tips on it. So we'll save all them. Just cut off what's not wanted and put them in some nice new bark. So, well, we've got these out of its pot and it's looking okay. There's a few bad roots in there which I'll take off in a minute. And if you just look underneath here, that bit of mealybug again, you see it there. So I'll do the same with this. I'll remove all the dead roots, give it a good spray, and then I use the toothbrush on it to clean everything up. Well, that's another one that's all cleaned up and debugged and got into new bark, so we'll just leave that and hope it does well. And I could show you a lot more of these Cattleyas, but once you've seen two, you've seen them all, so we'll have a look at the last one, which is a Cattleya. Now this is the Cattleya perenniae, and if you remember last year it put up a very, very big pseudobulb, which resulted in just one flower, but it was a huge thing and lavender coloured. Well, I'm pleased to say it's putting up another huge pseudobulb, which I'll show you in a second. Well, this is the one it put up last year, and you can see how big it is above the other ones. And this is the one it's putting up this year, and I've only just noticed it a week ago. Look at the thickness of that one. Growing like mad. So we'll take this one out of its pot to give it some new media. And you can see this how it's growing. The rhizome's growing, and this is right on the edge. So it does need repotting this into a much bigger pot. And it feels rock hard in here, so we'll see what it's like. See if I can find a bigger pot for it as well. Or these things are no good at this end, so I might as well just make it a little bit shorter. But this is also growing through the smallest holes. Excuse me. So I'll have to break some of these roots on the bottom to get it out. Don't worry about breaking roots on, especially Cattleyas, they do grow quickly again. This, I don't think I'm going to get this out as easy as the other two, and they were quite difficult. Mind the new growth of it. There we are. There we are. Very compact in there, so we'll clean all that up. Oh, it's been in there a long, long time. I think it's been in there 3 or 4 years. In fact, there's still some beautiful pieces of growstone in that, which I don't have any now, so I'll sort that out and keep it. But how do I get into this lot here? I don't know. We'll just give it a go and see what's what. And as I said before, be back with you later. Well, as I was doing the roots on here, you can see it's got a massive root system. They'll all be trimmed down to about there, cut straight across there, and get rid of all this at the bottom because it'll grow new stuff. And I split it there. I took these 3 off, which aren't doing anything. They'll never flower, these. The leaves are going a little bit yellowish. The pseudobulbs are going a little bit small and crinkling a little bit, so that's no good. That'll get thrown away, and we'll pot this up in a new media. And but first we'll give it that spray to make sure there's no bugs on it. Right, to begin with, we'll trim these roots off. As I said, we'll trim it right across. Quite a lot of roots here to cut off, but this is what you do with Cattleyas every year. Well, you should do. It's the old-fashioned way of doing it, and it worked very well for them, so it should work for us. There we are. They're all trimmed. I just take this off as well because this doesn't look any good just sticking up, does it? So we'll just nip that off. There we are. That's much neater. Well, I found a bigger pot for this one with much more airspace in it, so we'll use that. So we'll pot this up now. It's all been sprayed and debugged, and we'll make sure that this new growth here is in the centre of the pot because it's going to spread this way. So you know, the rhizome always goes in a straight line, so when this flowered, it'll put some more out this way. So we'll put it in the middle. Just using bark, no perlite. I don't think you need it with Cattleyas. Well, lilies in this case. may just have to stake this up or wire it a little bit to keep it in place, but we'll get a lot of bark in there, get the spaces covered up. Make sure the rhizome's running just above the media. And that should look very nice like that. So I'll put a little stake in it and just fasten it to the stake. I think that's the best thing to do. Well, I've got it all staked up now, and as you can see, the new growth there is standing up nice and straight. There's a little loose piece of wire around it that's not doing it any harm. It's into the centre of the pot, so that's plenty of room to grow. And as I said before, I could show you more and I could let this video go on for a long time, but it would only get boring because you've seen it all before. And so the only thing left for me to do is to thank you for watching. Thanks to all my subscribers, and until next time, I'll see you later.